We've got baseball for you here on a Friday night from St. Louis. Tonight it's the Pirates and the Cardinals coming up from Busch Stadium. And last night did not end very well for the Pirates. They had a very good comeback try as they were down 4 at one point, but their lead was lost in the ninth. And tonight they look to rebound here in St. Louis. Welcome into the booth. Joe Block and John Wayner with you. And last night the offense was plenty good, including a 3-hit effort from Gregory Polanco.
Nice to see Gregory Polanco get it going. Hopefully last night's game was a game that'll get him going in the right direction. 3 bullets. This base hit, 2 RBI doubles to where he got the ball out over the plate and drilled him into the gap. And so maybe Polanco is right now. We noticed a few things from Gregory Polanco in some video that the truck was gracious enough to find for us. This was a couple of weeks ago on your left at home against San Diego. Last night, Polanco here at Busch Stadium. You noticed where the hands are, first of all. On the left, they're a little bit higher, a little further away from his body. On the right, they're a little bit lower. That front shoulder is really closed on the left. His head not even looking at the pitcher, maybe just one eye. On the right, you can see both eyes on the pitcher. I think that position, a strong position, makes him much quicker to the ball, shorter and quicker. That's the one thing you always talk about with Gregory Polanco. When he's short and quick, he's very good.
And those 3 hits he had last night equaled his previous 11 games combined. And we'll see what Jameson Taillon can do tonight. He'll get the ball for the Buccos here in St. Louis against the Cardinals. Out here at Busch Stadium tonight. Jameson Taillon started against the Cardinals back on Sunday, and he will get the nod again here against St. Louis tonight.
Yeah, that last time out, pitched into the 7th inning, only allowed 5 hits, and a new pitch threw a bunch of these sliders, and boy, was that a good pitch for him. The late break, running away from the righty. The curveball was always his the breaking pitch he liked to go to, but the slider threw 35% of the time. his last time against these Cardinals. It'll be interesting to see if that's his key weapon again tonight.
Yeah, no more element of surprise seeing them a second time with that new pitch, and we'll see how the bullpen fares too, because not that it's all on them, but obviously when you end the game, there's more attention on that component of things.
Especially when you're leading late and you lose games, and then the focus goes on the bullpen. And they had a really long stretch over a month where they pitched very well, but the last 12 games it's been a struggle.
And so the Pirates will try to rebound after that tough loss last night. They got 4 runs against Miles Michaelis last time around. He's the starter for St. Louis tonight. Bucks and Cards in a bit. Flu-like symptoms. So Frazier and the Bucks against the Cardinals tonight. Trying to even up this series. And a stretch of games against the NL Central. And Miles Michaelis, who the Pirates fared pretty well against last time around, but he's been awfully good this season.
Very good. Big guy, 6'5", throws pretty hard. Got no decision his last time out against the Pirates. 4 earned runs in 6 innings. 6-0 on the year. He's good here at home, as you can see. He's been great against the Central, 5-0 with an ERA under 3. He's efficient. He throws strikes. He's a tough pitcher. Nice return for him from Japan. A long way from the big leagues, obviously, but he resurrected his career.
Yeah, first extended time in the major leagues. It's been very good for St. Louis, and he'll get the nod against Tyone tonight. Now let's go back to our studios now. Check in with Rob King with a game break. here. Pittsburgh is built with iron. And here in St. Louis, pregame festivities out along the Cardinals Nation area just beyond the ballpark. Going to be packed here tonight. Seeing a lot of black and gold faithful. Stay till the end tonight. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's that was some kind of game last night, and most of the folks that were at the game didn't see it. They all left.
A series of twists and turns. Both teams led by large margins before the Cardinals ended up prevailing last night. Pirates need to gain some ground. They've lost 7 games in the standings over the past 2 weeks. Well, they got a chance with 3 more here against St. Louis.
Especially when you're playing in your division, and important to win the majority of those. And no urgency for Miles Michaelis, as he's still relaxing in the dugout, but this would be a nice one to take. Game 2, they thought they had it in their grasp last night. Those 2 guys, the hitting heroes, Polanco, Cervelli with his 4th 3-run homer. You know, what was interesting about that too is that, you know, watching Flaherty pitch, I mean, he really had the guys off balance and looking kind of jumpy at the plate a little bit, especially Francisco Cervelli. It just goes to show you any at bat, maybe a certain pitch in any at bat can turn things around for you. And a huge hit, obviously, but it just didn't stand up as the bullpen struggled to close it out.
Yeah, and otherwise a good outing from Glasnow and Crick. Both Crick and Vasquez not available tonight for the Pirates. Leonard was saying before the game, citing all their work. And these men will be in the RAV4 Pirates lineup for tonight, with Adam Frazier leading it off and Francisco Cervelli 8 home runs, a new career high. Marte and Bell 3 and 4, with Dickerson batting 5th. Colin Moran, the rookie third baseman, hitting 6th. Polanco back in the lineup after 3 hits yesterday. Jordy Mercer and then Jamison Tayo. And there's Cervelli, already 8 homers. If not the most productive offensive catcher in the National League, he's right there.
And once again, Miles Michaelis, perfect 6-0 with a 2.58 ERA, 66 in the 3rd innings, 51 strikeouts, averages a little bit over 94 miles per hour. For the year, just a little more than half of his pitches, breaking pitches, either the slider, curve, a split, or change. But the Pirates, against the Pirates, he liked the fastball. He threw it over 60% of the time. So we'll see, does he continue to challenge, or does he go back to the way he's pitched most of the year, and that is half his pitches breaking balls or changeups.
And he'll face Frazier to start things up, and the defense behind him, Jairo Munoz, the rookie shortstop, was the hitting hero last night. Wong will be his double play partner tonight, with Carpenter and Martinez on the corners. Ozuna, Bader, and Fowler, with Pham getting the night off, and Francisco Pena, son of Tony, behind the plate for St. Louis. Go-ahead home run to win it to center field for Munoz last night. Frazier will get the start in place of Josh Harrison. Flu-like symptoms, so they likely available tonight if needed. Hot one here tonight. Feels like it is in the throes of summer here as we turn the calendar to June. Says 91 here at the ballpark. Cracked his bat and one out. crew this evening. Quinn Wolcott is working the plate with Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, at first. Marvin Hudson at second. James Hoy is the arbiter at third this evening. There's Jeff Kellogg. Now Cervelli talking about his heroics yesterday. Pirates were down 4 runs after an inning. Came back to tie it, lost the lead again, then tied it on a Polanco hit, took the lead on Cervelli's 2-strike, 2-out, 3-run home run. It was just something to watch. Baseball's leader in 2-out RBIs. He's well ahead of Barry Bonds' pace for a Pirate record in that category. Think about this. The Pirates had not led at this point. He's got 2 strikes on him against Bud Norris, the closer they just brought in. Initially a little confusion whether the ball had sailed over the wall. Indeed it did.
Fastball there at 96. Looks like it jumps out of his hand a little bit. Michaelis, he's a guy that likes to work fast, and we all know Francisco Cervelli likes to work slow. When he's in the batter's box, he takes his time in between pitches. Michaelis will be up there waiting.
Six upstairs.
It looked like it had some cutting action to it as well. It looked like it took off away from Francisco.
Wanted it up, got it up.
Target. Interesting view right there from behind the plate. Glimpse of what it looks like from a batter.
The mustachioed moundsman Miles Michaelis. Shaved the beard portion since Sunday. Marte up to 306. Harrison Bader can't get there. It's a base hit. Marte adding to that batting average. Boy, he's been so consistent this year.
Nice to see. He's such a talent. You know, he's strong, he's fast, he's got great bat speed. You know, to where, you know, the one thing you'd think, if he could be a little more disciplined and not be as aggressive at the plate and only swing at pitches in the strike zone, what kind of player he could be, and he's done a much better job of that this year.
And with 2 outs, Cardinals are going to really keep tabs on him. They have not thrown out an attempted base stealer all year. Cardinals catchers are 0 for 20 trying to throw out attempted base stealers.
The one thing about that number, though, you think about 20, not a very high number of attempts, just 20 stolen bases against, and that you got to tip your cap to the pitchers for being quick to the plate. When you're quick to the plate, you can't get a very good jump. If you can't get a very good jump, you're not going to go.
There's Yadier Molina. Cardinals hoping to get him back pretty soon. Going out of rehab assignment any day now. So Francisco Pena, the backup, and getting a lot of the starts. So how's Michaelis in terms of his ability
quick
to be quick?
I mean, I don't have a stopwatch in my hand, but he's quick.
Now laying off.
If I were to guess, I'd say he's between 1.2 and 1.3 seconds, which is quick. Anytime you get over 1.35, 1.4, those are the guys you want to go against.
So it's a 1/10 of a second that can.
Big difference.
Wow.
I guess, I mean, I don't know what average is anymore. I mean, when I coached, you know, you had a better idea, a grasp of what average guys, how long they took to get the ball to the catcher.
Lays off that off speed. Well, homering yesterday, part of that comeback effort. And a 2-run homer yesterday, his 4th of the year. And he'll draw the walk. Something that Michaelis does very seldom. In fact, he averages fewer than 1 walk per 9 innings. What do you think about that?
Yeah, being very careful with Bell. Did not get a call on the one curveball. The 2-1 curveball looked like it caught the inside corner, and then went with a 3-1. Not sure if he was trying to throw that in there for a strike or if he was hoping to get a chase.
2-out situation for Corey Dickerson. 8th best in the league at .310. As the pitch came in, the shortstop Munoz had cut behind Marte, leaving some of that left side open.
Which means that there was probably a sign on between he and the catcher Pena.
Right side of the infield bunched up a bit. Cardinals are one of the least aggressive teams in terms of defensive shifts as tracked by StatCast. They only count it as a shift if you've got 3 on one side or the other. So you could be in an alignment like this, and Mike Matheny's club has a shift of it. It's just not as pronounced. Back to Wong. Pirates threaten, but strand 2. St. Louis will come to bat here in their half. For Mike Matheny's Cardinals. And Carpenter back atop the order. He's been red hot with Harrison Bader second. Jose Martinez in a bit of a slump. He's hitting third with Osuna back in the lineup. Fowler, then Munoz hit the first career walk-off yesterday. Wong, Pena, and then Michaelis. There's the old catcher.
Jamison looking for that third win. It's been a while since he's been in the win column. He's had some good games, pitched some good games, but for whatever reason hasn't been able to record a victory since April 8th.
9 starts without one. And not that a win, especially these days, not that a win means everything, because starters do not complete games very, very seldom, but it is indicative of generally how a pitcher pitches, unless they get really bad or really good run support. Right into the shift. Carpenter is quickly gone. But overall, Pirates have only won 2 of the last 8 games started by Taillon. Defense behind him tonight. Polanco earns another start after 3 hits yesterday. He's in right with Marte and Dickerson with the outfield. Moran, Mercer, Frazier, and Bell around the horn with Francisco Cervelli behind the plate for the Pirates this evening.
I love watching Taillon pitch. It's so free and easy. It just looks so fluid, and the ball just explodes out of his hand. That's that slider we talked about earlier. He's throwing more and more. The curveball has always been his go-to pitch, a pitch he could throw for strikes, a pitch he could get swings and misses off of, chases. And this year, whether opponents looking for it more, but they've had success against the curveball, so he tinkered with a slider. And see that easy motion. You know, it's like you think of when you're a kid and you want to throw hard. Just everything's just strong and hard, and it's with these guys, you know, the mechanics just makes it look so simple, and they just create a bunch of arm speed, and you can look like you're barely trying and throw 96.
It's like watching a golfer on TV.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It seems like they're trying less, and they hit the ball straighter and farther. Still full on Bader.
In a sense, I guess it's like that with hitting too. You know, like when hitters are up there and they take these big hard swings, you know, there's all kind of movement that looks violent. And the really good hitters, again, they're just smooth and effortless.
And a 1-out walk to Bader. Now for Taillon, he starting to grow frustrated with a lot of these starts that, you know, one thing seems to go wrong. There was one pitch that the other team took advantage of that might have changed the whole outcome of the game. And so Taillon decided to turn to the analytics department. And every player nowadays has some interaction with these numbers, but wanted to delve a little deeper, see what they could come up with, and try to marry the two things. And I think he's done that. He was able to identify a little bit about some of his tendencies. And he found out that he wasn't varying eye angles very often, either pitching to both sides of the plate or going up and down, trying to do that more often. So that sequencing was part of it. And then the slider, of course, big part. Martinez does not run well. Well, that was a poor relay with the runner crashing in on him. Bader breaks up that double play.
And Moran does the right thing. It comes and gets this on a hop so he can get it to Frazier quicker. But Bader, with that good speed,
came off the bag.
He gets involved. He gets involved and goes in hard. And gets into the body of Adam Frazier to disrupt the throw.
These days, if you come off the bag, it's not a bona fide slide. And that would be a violation, and Pirates are going to challenge this. Clint Hurdle wants to have the umpires take a look at this. And once Bader doesn't maintain the bag, by rule, he's out. And, or I should say, the relay runner is out too. So that would be a double play. So that slide is legal, but he doesn't stay on the bag. Once we see an angle that shows that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to me, it's a good hard slide. You know, maybe you say that he reached out and grabbed him by the knee. I mean, he's within reach of the bag, even though he didn't stay on the bag. It's not like a tag play where you have to stay on the bag. And again, I don't know the letter of the rule, but to me, the only thing bad about that slide is him putting his left hand on Adam Frazier's left knee. But other than that, you know, you got to go in there as a base runner and disrupt the throw.
And he can do that as long as he maintains the bag. That's a legal slide. But because of the bona fide slide rule.
And again, if that is in the rule that you have to maintain the bag on a force play.
On a double play attempt, you have to.
But that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Well, Joe Musgrove didn't maintain the bag. He was within reach of the bag. That should be enough.
But
I know they didn't throw it. It wasn't reviewable or whatever.
That's why it wasn't reviewable, which I think is splitting hairs.
Yeah, and they're calling him out. Wow, how about that?
Inning-ending double play. It's a violation of the rule. He didn't maintain the bag. And the Pirates win the challenge. So it'll stay scoreless through 1 tonight. Called out on the back end of that. Now you were also pointing out, Rock, that his hand came up on Frazier.
That might be the only thing that, I mean, again, the rule is you have to maintain the bag. Okay, but if he didn't put his hand on him, and that's ruled a double, then that's ruled a, I mean, I just don't like the rule. But I like the result. 3 up, 3 down.
Save some pitches. 12-pitch inning for Taillon. And so we're hearing from the replay center, Rock, you were right on. The contact with the knee is what the umpires ruled as being the violation.
And I understand that, because you can't use your arms or hands or whatever to, you know, to try to disrupt the throw or whatever, or to grab a leg. But if you're making a hard slide and his hand stayed down and you're right next to the bag, that's a bad rule.
Been talked a lot about this week.
Yeah.
Colin Moran here. Try to mint something for the Pirates in the second. Having a good rookie year. He has been moved up to the 6th spot. Still don't see him starting against lefties, but when he has seen lefties, relievers, he's been able to hold his own. Been okay, as he was last year in the minor leagues. Wong with the first out.
I was thinking, boy, the Pirates doesn't seem like they've faced very many lefties, but 12 left-handers have started against the Pirates so far this year.
And so the lefty-laden lineup tonight against Michael is 5 who will bat left-handed, including, of course, Polanco. 3 hits last night, including the game-tying double, preceding Cervelli's home run in that 4-run 8th. I really like how you broke down. Michaelis was in the midst of his motion when time was called, so he wanted to follow through.
Yeah, I mean,
protest.
He is. He's up there ready to go, and so you got to give the hitter time to get set.
I was going to say I liked your breakdown on Polanco, and when we were talking about it today, I didn't know if he had done anything differently, but I'm sure after sitting down for a couple of days, they're trying to tinker with things a little bit. That ball driven out toward deep left center. Catch by Harrison Bader.
Boy, that's a good sign, first of all, for Polanco to hit a ball. I thought it was a routine fly ball, but to see him go to left center is also a good sign, because this ball would have hit at the top of the wall. He drives it out there. Look how far Bader has to go. Nowhere near it. But Bader times his jump perfectly, knows where the wall is. And Gregory Polanco, the ball was meant to be in, left up and out over the plate, just under it just a little bit. You could see Polanco knew, well, didn't quite get enough, although we've seen Polanco with that look before and have the ball end up in the seats.
Bader was the Cardinals minor league player of the year last year.
Boy, he covered a lot of ground, and Ozuna didn't. I was wondering where the left fielder was on that play, and Bader just flying into that gap.
And that good play by Bader makes it easy for Michaelis to retire the side in order. Time now for our Allegheny Health Network injury update for the Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw. Finally activated from that biceps tendonitis that he had been undergoing, but then suffering a back injury, the same concern that has limited him in 3 previous seasons. And manager Dave Roberts says today that Kershaw is going to miss at least a month with that. So the Dodgers, who started to get the momentum, still 4 games under 500, and without Kershaw for at least another month or more.
His fastball like barely touched 90, living in the upper 80s last night.
And of course gave up 1 run over 5 innings.
Amazing.
Finds a way. Marcell Ozuna, first time that he has started over the last 3 games, missed a couple of starts. Oh, he matches that Usher right there. Maybe he's throwing peanuts in the stands between innings.
That's quite the fashion statement.
Of course, Ozuna came over from the Marlins in the offseason and had a monstrous season a year ago. 37 homers, 120 plus RBIs. And Moran, a nice job fielding that in between hop. And look at on the lowdown of some of the social media there. Would that have been ruled the same if Frazier did not attempt to throw?
Nope. I guess it's not reviewable if you do not throw it.
And we just learned that with that Baez play the other day, because the umpires checked in with New York and said the play is not reviewable because the way that the rule is written is that it is on double play attempts.
So Bob cracked yesterday at lunch when we were talking about that. Whereas if a second baseman and doesn't have a chance of turning 2, but yet gets slid into and you feel contact or you see that the runner's off the base, Bob suggested the second baseman should, like an NBA player after he's fouled, just throw the ball to first anyhow.
Yeah.
You know, like all off balance and flip it up, flip it towards the first baseman to try to get the double play.
By the letter of the law, that would work. You guys are always ahead of things. So a couple of ground ball outs for Tyone. Now look at the Barrel Automotive League leaders, rookies with the best batting averages in May, the previous month, and Jairo Munoz, along with Austin Meadows, both in limited action atop there, and of course the teenage sensation Juan Soto of Washington in that mix as well. But yeah, Meadows not starting for the 2nd straight day, with Polanco getting 3 hits. Here's Munoz, and a nifty play by Mercer, just very tidily getting the out. And Tyone, 23 pitches through 2 innings.
Show your military appreciation and use hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Jameson Tyone will lead it off. Frazier and Cervelli to follow here. Who will crack first? .118 for Tyone.
A little respect from Michaelis. Pitcher to pitcher. Supposed to throw them all fastballs. A couple of sliders.
Can a pitcher work on something when he's facing an opposing pitcher if they're not that great of a hitter?
I don't think a major league pitcher should work on much during a game. You know, practice. I don't think there's any practice during a Major League Baseball game. There shouldn't be, at least. Although certain pitchers that I've played with invented things as they went along, but that's not typically normal. The man to my right was throwing knuckleballs one night.
Just cuz?
Just cuz.
What sign was that?
Knuckles.
The leadoff man is gone. Hey, the Pirates are committed to providing great offers for fans, like the PNC Bank Pirates Card discount. You can save up to $10 on tickets for Sunday through Friday home games, including 3 different seating options. And on Thursdays, you can get buy one, get one tickets in the outfield box. Go to pirates.com/Pirates Card. Save on your tickets. Is that a 3-cornered hat? That's nice. Off Michaelis's foot.
Double.
It's going to be 2 for Frazier.
Good approach. Adam Frazier, short, quick, back up the middle. And as a pitcher, you're only 55 feet away. There's no way to defend yourself. Balls like that, certain pitchers are in a better position to field than others, but Michaelis kind of defensive there. Looked like it hit him maybe in the shin. Shook it off pretty well. But nice little break from Adam Frazier as that ball went over third baseman Matt Carpenter's head. So an easy double.
See if he's okay. It did short hop as it hit him. Third double for Frazier. Pirates will take it. Now Cervelli, who's been very, very good with runners in scoring position. .342 for Cervelli. Frazier's got good wheels. He's at first, or at with 1 out, I should say, at second. Now 2 strikes. Our lows. I beg your pardon. The highs for Cervelli. Let's see where he ranks among National League catchers. OPS, he leads. He's tied with Yasmani Grandal with 8 home runs. Leads in RBIs.
strikes on him.
Did it last night.
Yes, he did.
3-2 pitch. Hammered for a 3-run home run.
Maybe, yeah, just a piece of that left elbow.
Hit for the 9th time. Tied for the league lead in that category, too. Try to keep him healthy, and so far he has been this year.
He seems like in the past he's always been better at getting out of the way of pitches. And that one, he'll take that one. When you have 2 strikes on you, and tough is always, the going is always tougher with 2 strikes. And that ball just kept running in on him, and just got a piece of that elbow pad.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Marte now with a chance with 2 men aboard. An off-speed pitch. With Frazier at second, Cervelli at first. Marte's been pretty good. Munoz not handcuffed. Everyone is safe.
You know, in that inning, I believe it was the inning that Cervelli hit the home run. Munoz, I thought it wasn't charged with any errors, but I thought he misplayed a couple of balls. I know he's charged with one error, the ball that he slid and hit his leg before it got to his glove, and he kicked it into left field. And then there was another one to his left that he slid for it that he's going to have to. Made up for it, obviously, with the walk-off homer. But hasn't had the strongest defensive game first 2 games of this series.
The normal starting catcher, Paul DeYoung, on the DL.
A bigger shortstop. Listed at 6 feet 200. We're used to seeing, you know, smaller, quicker types. But obviously a bigger guy with some power going straight away, a no-doubter straightaway center.
With the bases full, now 2-0 on Bell, who walked back in the first.
And this is a situation, and it's a huge situation as a cleanup batter or any batter for that matter. Bases loaded, you're up 2-0. You're looking for a pitch in a certain spot. If it's there, you don't want to miss it. As a pitcher, you want to make a pitch to where they can't do much damage. Ooh, wow.
Didn't get that call.
Wow. That's interesting. And you got to wonder if you're a Cardinal pitcher or catcher or coach, you're wondering what's wrong with that, other than he maybe went a bit to his backhand. But that pitch, ooh.
Nowhere to put him. Bell's going to look at one.
That would actually think that it be in an area, that 2-0 pitch that was called ball 3. To me, you know, watching Josh Bell over the last couple of seasons, to me that would seem to be a pitch that he would like to drive. That pitch, it's like just above the knee, middle of the plate. If he comes back in there 3-1 here, let's see if Josh Bell could do some damage with it.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Softly hit. Frazier will tag. Sort of double clutching. The late straight throw. Sac fly for Bell, and the Pirates score first tonight.
Now you'll take it. Put that first run on the board, and Josh Bell, I'm probably a little disappointed. 2-0 count. You see, he's not exactly celebrating that RBI. He thought 2-0, 3-1 that he'd like to do a little more than that. But a productive out. At the very least, you want to get 1 home.
2-out opportunity for Corey Dickerson. He had first and second with 2 outs his first time up. And again here with Cervelli and Marte the runners. Long able to secure the final out. So same outcome. Pirates, though, get on the board first. 1-0 Buccos. You can impress your clients, colleagues, family, and friends with a World Series suite at PNC Park. These suites include gorgeous views of the game and city skyline, food and beverage credit, catering options, and a Pirates cap for every guest. Find out how to book your World Series suite at pirates.com/premium. So all the faces of the programs. Of course, the Cardinals meeting the Rangers. And I got married.
Oh.
Game was delayed by a day because of rain. I still did something more important that day.
Say so.
180 for Wong. Out another bounce out. Every out recorded has been on the ground from Tyone tonight.
Well, you gotta like that. And you see the first time that he had to go over there and cover a Dexter Fowler ground ball after he touched first and headed back to the mound, looked like a little bit of a grimace, and maybe another grimace there. I don't know, maybe hard to say what happened. Something looked like his left leg maybe he was favoring. Obviously it's not enough to keep him from continuing to pitch. But the ground ball from Tyone, certainly a good sign. Nice to see him getting the grounders. I don't know, Joe, you remember when he made his debut a couple of years ago. In particular, I think of that game against the Mets in New York.
8 innings.
And how much sink he had to his fastball. Now that's kind of, you know, and he didn't always have that much sink. At times he had that kind of sink. I haven't seen that movement very much this year.
Well, he was told me a couple weeks ago that he's kind of stayed away from that now. The two-seam fastball in favor of the four-seamer more. But that's been more recent. We did not see a whole lot of that last year either. Yeah, when he did throw it a good bit.
Like that. That's a good four-seam fastball. Goes upstairs.
First strikeout.
That ball up around chin.
Always appears to rise, doesn't it?
It sometimes just looks so good when it's up there. Colin Moran Likes it up there.
Yeah, as we saw, his home run. Michaelis has a home run this year. And Tayo, 32 pitches, 9 outs. And the Pirates have a 1-0 lead.
It's 90 degrees. Now we're down to 88 here at a very hot downtown St. Louis. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Well, just over a month ago, Joe Block brought us the all-weather team winter edition. Remember, we had a freezing cold month of April. So now that we're into the hot months of the summer and some hot weather, we bring you the all-weather team. The spring and summer edition this is what we were able to come up with. So we have Tyler Flowers, our catcher, of course, because the Flowers are in bloom. Now, Champ Summers is our first baseman, played for 6 teams from 74 to 84. You can't leave out Red Shanges, the Hall of Famer. Used to play for the St. Louis Cardinals. Willie Bloomquist with the Flowers in bloom. Charlie Hayes, and some of these other names speak for themselves. George Springer, Ken Hotman, Tim Raines, Neil Heaton, a former Pirate from 1989 to 1991. Brandon Beachy, who doesn't love a trip to the beach. Sun Woo Kim, Jim Poole, and maybe the most ironic name, Sonny Gray, plays off the weather on either way. And of course, you need a closer. Why not go with Jason Grilli? And the manager, Joe and Rock, you got to go with Chuck Tanner. So that's what we were able to come up with, our creative juices for the all-weather team. And of course, Joey Cora, look at that. That's when you know you're big time in Major League Baseball, when you get your own fan in a road dugout. How about that?
Yeah, just try to stay cool, Robbie. Thanks for that. Yeah, if you've got some nominees for the spring and summer all-weather team, hashtag Bucks Booth. Let's hear them. By no means is that a complete list.
Where's JT Snow?
He was on the cold weather team.
Oh, that was all hot weather.
This is the spring and summer again.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
I liked Ken Hotman.
Hotman? Yeah. I had to run off, use the restroom, so I missed the beginning of that.
Oh, okay. Did you ever wear like some lettuce underneath your cap or anything like that?
No. This was the hottest place on earth.
Yeah.
The old bush on turf was like nothing else. We used to stand in ice buckets. Your feet would be just.
You're making that up?
No.
Really?
There was ice buckets to stand in. Your feet were on fire.
It was that hot? Oh, the artificial surface.
Yes. Yeah, before they put grass into the second bush. It was turf and 100 degrees in here in St. Louis with the humidity in the middle of the summer on that turf. Yeah, you could fry an egg.
I remember seeing first baseman standing in the dirt cutouts rather than on the turf. Is that why?
Probably. I never thought of that, but what an idea.
maybe some relief. Yeah, this one, all you need is a piece of cardboard. That's all you need tonight.
Yeah, it will be warm here tomorrow and Sunday. A couple of day games coming up.
We're in the heart of the Midwest. Gateway to the West, St. Louis. Yeah, you got to sell those fast. They use a Steve Lashray, both pitchers in the Rockies here tonight.
Yeah, they're pitching fast.
But the Pirates have the advantage, 1-0.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Here on a Friday Night Rocks, a look from the Gateway Arch. The gateway to the west, visible from Busch Stadium. Just several blocks away. It's nice to see. I was over there today. They finally have finished all the renovations over there. It is a beautiful park over there that encompasses the Arch. If you're ever in town, come watch the Buccos play. Or really nice riverfront down there. Very quiet. Those are the little places you can pick out of.
It's way up there. One time we were here, this was back in the early 90s, a guy went and suction cupped to the top of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man?
Yeah, went up there with suction cups, sat on the top, took pictures, sent them to the local paper, and then parachuted down.
He needs to take up a crossword puzzle or something.
It was it was an actor's brother who did it. I don't remember which actor, but it was yeah. It's funny. He sent the pictures to, I guess, the St. Louis, what is it? The
Post-Dispatch?
Post-Dispatch. And they put the pictures on the front page the next day.
Wow.
I think had the shot of the sun rising.
Oh, wow. And so he just took his phone up there and took some pictures?
No phone back then.
Oh, wow.
Taking pictures back in the early 90s.
Oh, okay. I guess you wouldn't have your phone with you then.
I don't think it would work.
Yeah. Hello?
Can you imagine that in the early 90s? Somebody said, well, one day you'll be taking pictures with your phone.
Say what? Now, I mean, you can't go anywhere without your phone.
You come to St. Louis without your phone.
Can't leave it behind anywhere.
Yeah, you can. can leave it in your car next to the parked at the airport. Sure you can. So if any of you folks watching, a nice little four-seam fastball there at 96 to get Carpenter. Yeah, but if any of you folks, mom, kids, trying to get a hold of me and I'm not answering, it's because I don't have a phone.
Send him a letter.
Yep. And that blown by Carpenter. Outside corner.
2 strikeouts now for Tyone. 39 pitches on this hot St. Louis night. Another ground ball. Bader really motors.
I love it. I love when young people come to the big leagues because that's what you see. You see max effort. Love it.
Showing off those wheels. He wants to stay.
I always wonder, what stage do you quit doing?
Made that very good play out in left center. Robbing Polanco of extra bases earlier. Tyone has faced the minimum. Bader was the only base runner on a walk. And Martinez was called out after replay. Showed that Bader had violated the slide rule on a double play attempt.
That looked like a two-seam fastball. I think it hits a good run.
Yeah.
Running down and in.
I think if he can throw the slider and make it look like that, and then you got.
I've always thought that,
Opposite
you know, when Charlie Morton was here and we saw him with the ground chuck, we used to call him, and a good sinker, I always thought, boy, if he can ever get a breaking ball, like a hard slider running the opposite direction, how good would he be?
Tyone's making it look easy tonight. All the outs, either strikeouts or on the ground. And he has faced the minimum through 4 scoreless. Super Bowl tonight on a Friday Night Rocks. Jamison Tyone. He's the lead singer. 1-0 the Pirates lead. Tyone through 4 innings. He's allowed 1 walk. That's the only base runner on 44 pitches. All ground outs and strikeouts. Michaelis hasn't been half bad. He's only given up 2 hits. One was off his ankle. Second strikeout tonight. We invite you to take in a game in the Pirates Cove and get all your favorite ballpark snacks next time you visit PNC Park. The Pirates Cove section features a great view from right field. Tickets are $30. They include unlimited popcorn, peanuts, pop. Get your tickets. Go to pirates.com/cove. It's kind of like a dream come true.
Yeah, like to eat.
What will be your game snack tonight? Have you sized it up yet?
No. Not sure.
Was it peanuts last night? Was it?
That's some peanuts.
That will be fair. And another extra base hit for Frazier. He's thinking 3. And he's going to get there. It's a triple for Frazier. Fowler had a tough time getting over there.
Well, by choice, he had a tough time getting over there. But, you know, just right down the line past Martinez. And we'll see Dexter Fowler. Not real urgent. Just, okay. And so when you take your time going to get the ball and you have a runner like Adam Frazier that's thinking 3 out of the batter's box, well, especially with 1 out, let's get 3. Easily in the 3rd.
Fowler signed for 3 more years beyond this one. With a man at 3rd and only 1 out, infield is in.
You're not going to see that very often, where you get a triple on a ball that doesn't reach the wall.
The only time you usually see that is someone throws their glove at the ball. Rule book triple.
Falls down.
Yeah. Really was pretty lightly clipped with a pitch. His last time also struck out in the 1st.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those this year, I think, where he's been hitting that elbow guard, where if he didn't have an elbow guard, he wouldn't have been hit.
Yes. I remember another 2. Hit 9 times. Ooh, out to left. Ozuna misplays it. That will allow Frazier to trot home. Cervelli thinking 3. And he'll follow Frazier's triple with 1 of his own.
You gotta love it. This is a triple hitting. This team hits their triples. This is a couple times within the last handful of days that the Pirates have hit back-to-back triples. You expect it from Adam Frazier, maybe Starling Marte, Francisco Cervelli hitting a ball to the left and then ending up on the right. You don't expect to see that, but Ozuna couldn't catch it. Had to come back and get it. A little bit of a bobble, a long throw, but not enough arm as Cervelli. The mistake pitch, first of all, it's an 0-2 pitch. A fastball was supposed to be up and out of the zone. Threw it right down the middle.
Well, your eyes don't deceive you, Rock. The Pirates now leading baseball with 20 triples. Mercer and Meadows have gone back-to-back with triples. And now Frazier and Cervelli on this hot night. Oh, watch out. Field has to stay in for Marte.
Make that bat handle a little more sticky.
Up to 308 now. Infield in. Behind of the count.
throwing him that fastball. First two were, though, off speed. And look at our Lowe's whole team together against non-fastballs. Marte, 378. That's best in the National League. Dickerson, Bell, and Moran in that mix as well. Batting average on the off speed and breaking stuff.
Ooh.
Right to third.
Nice little play there by Carpenter. A tough little in-between hop on that dreaded two-hopper with the top spin. A little bit off the end of the bat. Marte's thinking, oh, that's going to get down the line for me maybe, but nice little pick. Thought maybe Martinez came off that bag a bit early, but Carpenter, not the strongest throwing arm. Lobs it over there, but gets rid of it quickly.
So Cervelli remains at third with 2 outs. Infield can back up for Bell. No time at bat. Walk and a sac fly. So back-to-back triples by Frazier and Cervelli have doubled the Pirates' advantage. Cracked to left, but Ozuna was the final out. Pirates get a run. RBI Cervelli. 2-0 Pirates. UPMC scoreboard here. 2-0 Pirates. Let's start over. Ball 1 to Ozuna.
He kind of reacted like he didn't see that. He was like, wow, that was a lot closer to me than I thought. He didn't flinch.
2-0 count. He's been ahead early on just about everybody. He's walked one hitter. That's the only base runner, Bader, back in the first. We erased what ended up being a 5-4-3 double play, but not a grounded into double play. There was a distinction made there. It's another ground ball. Frazier showing some range. He really laid out for that. I thought that was going to be in the right for sure. Trying to keep it without a number in the hit column.
Yeah, that was a heck of an effort from Adam Frazier. Just couldn't get enough on the throw. When he catches it, you think maybe, but you can see on the seat of his pants falling backwards. You just can't get enough on it. You just try to get rid of it quickly and get it in the right direction, and just not enough on the throw. But boy, what a heck of a diving catch.
He knew what was going on here early. First hit for the Cardinals comes in the 5th inning. Ozuna has swiped 3 bags. Fowler hitting at 179. One for 11 lifetime against Tayo. Back base hits for the Cardinals to start the 5th.
And left that one up. Caught a little too much plate. And really the only hard hit ball. Well, there was one Bader hit a hard grounder to short. The only thing that really hit hard up until that liner off the bat of Dexter Fowler.
And that goes with what's been happening for Taillon all season. The average exit velocity on his fastball among the lowest in baseball this year. 7th lowest coming into tonight. Last night's hero, Jairo Munoz, fill in at shortstop, who's had some good minor league numbers. Came over from the A's in the offseason.
Need another one of those ground balls at somebody.
Fowler hit. It's the only time we've seen a ball in the air. One time an outfielder has touched the ball tonight. He's been a king in his court tonight, pretty much. Old softball maven who would have traveled the country years ago. What did he play with? He have a catcher and one fielder, I think.
I think it was always different and changed over the years. Different things he did.
The curveball.
And you wonder, I wonder about, the command of that curveball. I know he said in the past that it's always been his go-to pitch since he was younger. And that location of that particular curveball, kind of up middle. And you wonder if that's why there's more sliders, because the curveball just hasn't had that consistent feel, that consistent finish and location.
And 97 right on the edge for the first out.
Boy, is that a great pitch. Need a big out? Well, sometimes you have to just go back to the old number one and just let it go at 97 miles an hour. And look at the location right where Francisco Cervelli set up.
Tyone gets his third strikeout tonight. Now Colton Wong. He's at 178. Well, it's amazing the Cardinals have hung around. They've been dealing with so many injuries. We've seen them last week and this week. Their defense hasn't been stalwart. They made 3 errors last night.
Yeah.
Another one today. But, Mike Matheny getting some plaudits in the press today for his ability to keep the club above 500 right now. They're 6 over, in fact.
I keep wondering, where's Jed Jerko? You
That's a great
see
point.
Like Wong in there hitting 180. Jerko's always I've always felt that a dangerous hitter in the Cardinals lineup, a thorn it seems in the side of the Pirates over the years.
He's hit 50 home runs the last 2 seasons. That's Jerko, including 23 in the second half of 2016. So play third and second.
Well, there's a good curveball, the good downward bite. I mean, he's hitting 284. Jerko is, and I'm just curious as to why he hasn't been in the lineup these first 2 games.
It was Greg Garcia last night and Colton Wong tonight. The only thing I can think of, both are left-handed batters. Two on, 1 out. And Wong strikes out.
And that time the slider got him to chase a curveball, then a curveball. 2 big strikeouts after the first 2 batters reach on base hits.
Look at that, Rock. 92.
Like it. 92.
Tight.
Look at the swing of Wong. So Wong hits righties at a 171 clip. Garcia at 255. Jerko at 250.
And Jerko with power, I'm sure. Pena ripped foul. Well, there's a big crowd tonight looking for something to holler about. Tyone's giving him next to nothing. The Cardinals registering a pair of singles to begin the inning. He struck out Munoz. He struck out Wong. And he breaks Pena's bat. Does not run well. Mercer has time to get the final out. Nice job by Tyone. And Mercer making the play to keep him scoreless.
with him, and one of the things we discussed was when he found out the moment he had been traded to the Pirates.
I get back to the airport getting ready to fly back to San Diego after FanFest, and I'm sitting with a couple of my teammates having lunch and a drink before we get on the plane, and that was when the call came. So it was like just kind of sucked the wind out of me, you know. But after I had a day to kind of sit on it and think about it and process everything, and the emotion kind of left and I was more clear-minded, I think it was a really good opportunity for me, like I said, to get back in the starting rotation and do some of those things that I really wanted to do with Houston.
So stay tuned to Pirates pregame. Tomorrow we'll bring you the full feature on the breakfast we had with Joe Musgrove. We discussed a variety of topics. He wore his World Series ring to breakfast. You'll get an up-close and personal look at that. We also discussed what it was like when he first put that ring on, what the parade was like in the ensuing days after Joe and Rock. A lot of cool stuff. Plus his father, Mark, he had a very long recovery from being diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, and he talks about the impact that had on his family as well. Real good in-depth look at getting to know Joe Musgrove over breakfast. See you tomorrow morning on Pirates pregame, guys.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, that apropos. Breakfast before the game. Robbie, what did you eat for breakfast? Was it any good? Oh, he's already gone. Come on, Robbie.
No, I'm here, guys.
Do you remember?
So, yeah, Joe had an omelet with a bunch of stuff in it. I actually asked him about that. Now you'll get an in-depth look at the omelet as well for those that might be interested in that. I just go with the egg whites and American cheese, very basic.
That's very nice. Thank you for the report. I mean, I'm working with Rock tonight. I want to make sure we have all the food report. We like food. So Dickerson with a leadoff hit in the sixth. And Robbie, you put together your all spring and summer weather team, and we've been inviting
June Green. That's
tweets.
Fantastic. Well done. Like that.
29 and 30 Phillies.
Jim Fanning. We didn't get a fan reference. That's fantastic as well.
Great idea. Yeah, former manager as well.
So A.J. Burnett, I got to be honest about that. I had A.J. Burnett on the team, and I'm not sure people would have gotten the pun on that one. I guess so.
How about Pop Sweat?
Pop Sweat.
Oh, that's fun.
Joe, how did we not come up with these?
Yeah, well,
you and I said on the plane, I brought my recommendation. You said you sent a few. Jason Steele in our graphics department brought us Sonny Gray. Can't believe we both whiffed on that one, but pretty good work by all the fans out there. We appreciate
tonight too. We should have known. Yeah. No,
keep sending them hashtag Bucks Booth. Anything we might have missed.
Yeah. All spring and summer. Dave Ricchini, one of the producers in the studio. While we have a moment, happy birthday to his wife, Christy.
What about Phil Gardner?
Mark, you could go
Rock.
Mark Gardner.
Nice job by you.
Right. Mark Gardner, that would be good.
Yeah.
I
was
think
thinking about
Gardner.
old Pirates, and I thought of
Scrap
Garner.
Yeah.
And just threw a D in there.
I see what you're doing. I like that though. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Trying to think what other. I like that Pop Sweat. 1890s.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's fun. Just try to have some fun. It was 90 degrees at game time tonight. I wonder if Moran will keep that beard throughout the summer. It's got to be pretty warm. Hey, he was looking smart back in April. Dickerson aboard with that leadoff single, trying to add to this 2-0 lead in the sixth. Fowler was playing deep. And so a base hit.
Let's see if the Pirates can cash in, add on. Looks a lot like how the Cardinals started off the bottom of the fifth. They weren't able to cash in. Gregory Polanco 0 for 2, but I thought a couple of good at bats. Drove a ball deep in the left center. Great play by the center fielder Bader. Second at bat, got a fastball in. I thought he worked his hands inside it. Just got tied up a bit in the semi-line drive to straightaway center. We talked a little bit about some of the adjustments it appears that Gregory Polanco made, and led to the 3 hits last night.
He's got 2 men aboard with nobody out.
Ooh. Getting a call. Michaelis. No backdoor breaking ball. Looked like it stayed away.
Trying to see how far he could go out.
We showed a couple shots of a side swing of Polanco. It looked like, you know, the hands weren't quite as high when he got them back. Front shoulder didn't seem as closed. Looked like the head was more centered on the pitcher.
That's the one that really opened my eyes, is that when you said, you know, maybe a couple weeks ago, he wasn't seeing the pitcher with both eyes.
Yeah, and again, there's subtle little things. You know, you always, when you talk about hitting, you always talk about, you know, you got to be ready to hit. Being ready to hit is you got to get your hands back and your foot down before you launch your swing. And if you get it done early enough, you're in a good position to hit. And when you're in a good, strong position, you know, and what I mean by that, if you think about it, if you're a right-handed batter and you take your right hand back, in Polanco's case, a left-handed batter, you take your left hand back, you know, it's almost like if you're going to throw a punch at a punching bag, you know, you want to put your hand in a strong position, the strongest position. If they're too high or too far away from you, you're not going to feel as strong when you go to throw that punch. And I think, you know, when we showed those two side-by-side swings, you know, when your hands are above your shoulder, not as strong, you know. And you know, on the one on the left, you'll see that the top hand gets a little bit higher than the one on the right. And you know, the head was in a better position. He was much quicker to the ball last night. That was one of the 3 hits he had last night. That pitch, the shot on the left was a couple weeks ago in San Diego when he was in the middle of some struggles.
3-2.
And again, during the open, we showed you this. Now look where the head is on the right, like both eyes on the pitcher. On the left, it looks like he's looking just out of his right eye. I mean, really closed that front shoulder, really closed, which not as strong a position. The hands a little bit higher.
Together a good at bat here.
And when you get into that good strong position, you get that front foot down, you know, you're quicker to the ball. You can get your barrel from A to B much sooner, much shorter. Doesn't mean you're losing any power. It just makes your swing more efficient. It stays through the hitting zone longer.
One may stay in play. And Carpenter has enough room. Michaelis finally gets his man on the 8th pitch. They're making him work tonight. But that's the first out. Tyone on deck with Mercer up. And that's in that important spot, the number 8 hitter in the National League lineup. With 1 out. Really up to him here. That's not to say Tyone can't do it, but the odds of him doing it are much less than Mercer. Driving in the run. Or more than one.
Good take there, hard slider, try to get the chase.
Dickerson led off the inning with a single. Colin Moran at first after his base hit.
Hey, a nice little play down there by the ball guy. Didn't have to get out of his chair.
Michaelis' spot comes up to lead off the next inning. So Sam Tuiavalala is getting some action. 90 pitches. You'd think this is going to be Michaelis' last inning. He's hoping to complete it. Pirates hoping to knock him out here early. Right to Carpenter, and they'll get the double play. That helped him out on that hard hit ball by Mercer. Stays 2-0.
To learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers, and by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
2-0. The Pirates own the lead here in the 6th. Great night for Jamison Tyone on the mound. They'll face Greg Garcia, the pinch hit for Michaelis, starting the last half of the 6th. Our condolences go out to Greg. His grandfather Dave passing away a couple of weeks ago. The longtime big league manager Dave Garcia, great baseball man. And his advice was, don't let a fastball strike hit the catcher's glove, and he didn't right there.
Let it go. Jamison Tyone has been letting it go. Very efficient. That was his 66th pitch to record his 16th out.
The first in the air tonight. Eleven on the ground, 4 strikeouts, and now 1 in the air. He has permitted 2 singles. Carpenter's 0 for 2 against him tonight. 1 walk. Michaelis with the great flow. Done after 6. On the wrong side of the ledger.
Showing off.
I'm very envious, yes. Might be able to grow half a mustache. But not the hair, that's for sure.
Not many people can grow that hair.
Hey, he pitched well tonight. Towns is pitching a lot better. Near perfect tonight. And And Tyone is a perfectionist too. I mean, if he keeps up this type of an outing, he might actually be satisfied with it, which is very rare. He's always got something that he wants to improve upon.
Well, that's a good thing. You will never start learning or stop learning in this game.
Yeah, Kingham and Williams, who pitched yesterday, did Williams. They're talking it over. They're always, starting pitchers always commiserating, trying to talk about the game. And he strikes out Carpenter.
And again, plenty in the tank. 96, a four-seamer, just off the outside edge. Carpenter maybe just trying to foul it off, but it was blown by him.
And even in this heat tonight, nothing different than growing up in Houston. Borderline pitch, ball one to Bader. Walked in the first. One of three base runners. Brought it up, gets the strike. And it's that kind of command tonight too. There's been just a handful of pitches where kind of raise an eyebrow where it was located.
Ooh, there's a good curveball. That a little knee buckle from Bader. That's the sharp one. He's thrown the slider more often than the curveball, and you see the little flinch.
And another rocket. And another quick inning for Tyone. Just 12 pitches. He's at 76 through 6 shutout frames.
Party of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Pirates app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Pirates home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. That is the coolest. This is the club level here in St. Louis. They have painted turn of the previous century era baseball cards and some of the early 50s cards up there. Very cool. Tyone will lead it off against new pitcher Sam Tuivalala.
Right-hander. 1-1, a 2.45 ERA. 298 opponents hitting him.
Tyone has gotten to lead off 3 separate innings tonight. And because he's at just 76 pitches through 6 scoreless, certainly plausible that he could give you another, maybe 2.
Well, you figure, why not 3?
And maybe 3.
Reports are, Clint Hurdle said no Vasquez tonight, no Crick. So you wonder who's going to close this game. Well, maybe Tyone.
I like the way you're thinking. He's thrown a shutout earlier this year. That was back on April the 8th against the Reds. But at the very least, he seems poised to give a long outing tonight, which will help with that shortened bullpen. Called out on that borderline pitch. Tuivalala. There's Felipe Vasquez. He's down tonight after pitching 3 straight. That was one of the more surprising finishes last night. Jairo Munoz hitting the game-winning 3-run home run. Long with the hop. That gets Frazier. Has 2 extra base hits tonight. This week on an all-new edition of Inside Pirates Baseball, Austin Meadows and his impressive start in the big leagues may seem surprising, but not to some of his teammates. Plus, it's in all of the majors, there isn't a better offensive catcher tandem than Cervelli and Diaz. It's not even close. Those stories and the top plays will debut tomorrow after Pirates postgame. Day action for you tomorrow. Cervelli has tripled in a run tonight. 3 triples now for Cervelli. That's an active night. Triple hit by pitch.
Yeah. 34th RBI.
9 shy of his career best. We just started June.
You know, Cervelli is not locked in. I mean, these first 2 games of this series, he has had some awkward swings. He's looked uncomfortable at times. But he goes up there and battles, and you know, I've talked about it since he's been here. He never gives up an at bat, and despite not being at his best and not seeing the ball as well as he typically does, still four RBIs, big home run last night, triple on RBI tonight.
It has been something to watch. Already a career high in home runs. And remember the talk, which was very smart. Oh, that got a piece of Pena. The talk of, well, we're going to limit Cervelli because we want to keep him healthy, so Diaz is going to catch a bunch. Well, Cervelli's been in there a lot.
And Cervelli taking his time, so Pena has a chance to shake that one off.
Cervelli knows all too well about some of the effects of being behind the plate. Suffering from multiple concussions in his career. That got enough of zone. And Tuivalala, 1, 2, 3, 7th will stretch here in St. Louis. Music from Spinning Jenny on a Friday Night Rocks, presented by Iron City Beer. 2-0. The Pirates have the lead, and the way that Tyone has pitched tonight, he'll get a little boost from the defense there. Sean Rodriguez now in the game at second base for Frazier. By the way, Frazier made a nice attempt on a ground ball earlier tonight. Sean, the jack of all trades, in there. Part of the order coming up with Martinez to start. He has hit the ball on the ground twice tonight. Who hasn't?
Yeah.
All the outs except for one on the ground or strikeouts.
Boy, that's a nice looking pitch. Saying a lot. Pitch down and away. Doesn't matter right-handed batter, left-handed batter. Down and away is, I still think, the best pitch in baseball. Knees outside corner.
That was the mantra of a longtime Braves pitching coach Leo Mazzoni and all those successful Atlanta teams. Great pitching through the years. If you can do that, you can do anything else.
Consistently, and that's the thing. It's a pitch you don't see much anymore. You don't see pitchers just them going there. He gets strike one. The two-seam fastball, it looked like, running in off the plate to Martinez.
And he'll go full on him. Tyone has walked one tonight. That was Bader back in the first inning.
Yeah, no surprise that Jamison tonight, the way he's going about his business, the way he feels. 3-2 pitch coming right at you. Martinez able to foul it off.
There's the 8th pitch coming. And he strikes out Martinez.
And again, a two-seam fastball, it appears. I mean, watch the bottom fall out of this one. I mean, it's 96. I thought it might have been a changeup, as the ball just disappears. It just runs straight down out of the strike zone. You don't see many hitters chase pitches that far down and out of the zone.
Especially a pretty good one like Martinez.
Wow, that thing just took. That was a great view of it there. Allegheny Health Network Super Mode.
Squibber. So they set second infield hit tonight for Ozuna.
Loving it. Ozuna is swinging bunts. Ball not hit hard the other way. That was just out of the reach of Frazier, who was up the middle, and that little dribbler that nobody could do anything about. Big power hitting left fielder Ozuna living large. 2 to 3 hits tonight.
Neither leaving the infield.
Yeah.
That shows you how hard it is to throw a no-hitter. Get weak contact like that. The other hit was Fowler. He lined a base hit to right.
There it is, that down and away strike.
We were talking about the two-seamer, Rock, and the conversation I had with Tyone, like I said, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. He said he was trying to shy away from it in recent starts. he has gone back to tonight's StatCast, says he's thrown 23 of them tonight. So maybe trying to vary his looks, you know, facing the Cardinals on Sunday, and again here trying to show him something different.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's if it's a pitch that you can control and keep down in the zone, I think it's a great pitch. It's a great pitch to induce ground balls and soft contact. I've always felt a four-seamer was better thrown up in the zone, although he's thrown a number of them down around the knees for strikes, whereas a hitter, it almost looks like it's going to finish low, but the four-seam action just kind of keeps it on the same plane. He's thrown a bunch of those. I like the four-seamer. He's gone up and out of the zone. He's got some swings and misses.
Rodriguez recovers to get the lead out.
Showing good patience is Sean Rodriguez, as that ball wasn't hit as hard as it looked. And usually when you get those line drives that look like line drives off the bat that aren't hit hard, there's a little more spin to them. And if you get caught in between like Sean did there a little bit, the ball has a tendency to come up on you. But great patience shown there by not rushing, taking his time. Because it was a semi-line drive, Ozuna had to hold up a bit, so took his time, made sure he got the lead runner.
So for the second straight night, brought in for defense and caught in between on two tricky plays. Soft ground ball. Hey, Moran has improved over there at third as the year's gone on too. Did that very easy, as Taillon has made it look that way tonight too.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
It's Elvis night tonight. The King, right? Elvis Presley. I didn't know they still did Elvis stuff. It's been a while now. I guess we're pretty close to Graceland. Memphis isn't that far away. Talking some ball. Taillon 7 scoreless innings, 90 pitches, 3 singles and a walk, and almost nothing hard hit.
Yeah, just a couple of balls. Marte working on his swing a little bit after opening up a bit, coming around that little breaking ball, telling himself to stay inside.
Tui Valala came on and issued a 1-2-3 seventh in relief of Miles Michaelis tonight. With the first 6.
Mm. 98. Whoa.
Now, originally an infielder, Tui Valala has got a good arm. Earlier tonight, we're telling you about our all spring and summer team. Robbie came up with that with some help from you as well. Hashtag Bucks Booth. What about Austin Meadows? Well, we didn't even look at our own backyard for a very spring-like place. Josh Fogg. Yeah, well, that might be better suited for the West Coast version, right? What do you think of those, Robbie? Would you put him on your team?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in us that we did not think of Austin Meadows. Great job by Zach Turdinich bringing us Josh Fogg. There are so many things, so many places you can go with summer or spring. Like we had sunny day, a gray day, Meadows, Milt May.
Man,
jeez, how did we whiff on that?
May.
John Wetland, of course. Former closer.
Yeah.
New York Yankee.
Yeah, that would make me think of the former umpire Randy Marsh.
Bucks Booth, keep sending them in. We want them all. Maybe we could probably do, like, you know, you have an all-star game. We could do 2 full rosters of the spring summer team.
Yeah, separate them out for each season. And then play Stratomatic with them and see who would win. Okay, that.
Pete Rose.
There you go.
Joe, how bad were we? How did we miss that? Jim Sundberg, that was on our preliminary list. That one we did have.
Oh, yeah.
Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah, especially for a springtime down in Florida. Plant City.
Our Googling of synonyms for summer words, not as strong as we thought it was.
Well, it just proves that everybody else has a keen eye for this kind of stuff. Great contributions tonight.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And Bell works a walk for the second time tonight. Busch Stadium. Randy Busch. He's him, right? Or Austin Hedges, if you want, the catcher. And we're just talking about yard work.
How about Robin Yao?
There you go. A sign of spring. Hadn't thought about a first name like that. That's a good idea. Dickerson a base hit his last time. Seeing if the Pirates can add an insurance run.
Boy, did Pena not catch that one very good. Took a strike away from his pitcher. I mean, this pitch catches a lot of plate. Boxed it a bit.
And that will cause a mound trip here. Mike Maddox and Mike Myers is in the bullpen. New pitching coach of the Cardinals came over from the Nationals. The customary hand on the shoulder.
How about Barry Bonds? Barry.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Talking about the all-weather team for spring and summer.
I got to get off it. My head's like going through different eras.
About Musgrove's ex-teammate George Springer was on that list. 3-0.
And I would not be surprised to see Dickerson get the green light. I can't help but think that it's been a long time since he's hit one over the wall. This would be a good time.
Fastball right down the middle.
Perhaps taking all the way. Maybe he'll get another.
Dickerson with 5 home runs. Last of which coming on May 4th. How about that instead? Using the line the opposite way, and it kicks off the sidewall. Well, kind of in between the stop sign there, and Bell will score. He knocked the ball free on a rare collision at home plate.
How about that? And a little indecision over there at third base. There was a little stutter step from Bell as he came around. As Dickerson, we've seen him do it so many times, just slap a ball the other way. Osuna was expecting it to go into the corner. It hits off that little ledge. Josh Bell, a little pause around third as Joey Cora noticed that Osuna didn't get to this ball very quickly, so he was waving him, and then he says, whoa, 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 whoa. And then Bell realizes, hey, I'm just going to go for it. He arrives about the time the ball does. Pena unable to hold it in the glove. And that should go as a double and an RBI for Corey Dickerson.
It does. And that means Tui Valala is done for the night. Mike Matheny coming out. Pirates had a run thanks to Dickerson's hit. 3-0 here in the 8th. To the whole true moment later in tonight's game.
I'm a new pitcher, Mike Myers, 2-0 with 2.40 ERA, 12th appearance, 15 innings, 10 punch-outs, 4 walks. An RBI situation here for Colin Moran. Get it out of the infield, Colin.
Moran a base hit his last time. And about with the infield in. Just a strike.
Yeah, not going on contact, as Dickerson did not move as that ball dribbled down the first base line.
Neither did Frazier when Cervelli was batting. And a third one out back in the fifth. Cervelli ended up tripling him home.
Coming right at Colin Moran as Myers is just a fastball slider and no changeup to attack lefties with. Throws a lot of fastballs to lefties.
Stephen Brault has been warming in case he's needed. Tyone at 90 pitches through his 7 scoreless. That is certainly deep enough. Dickerson will score easily, and Moran gets the job done with a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, they went soft and caught too much plate. You're up 0-2 in the count, was Myers. And he throws a slider up there and doesn't bury it. I'm guessing he's trying to throw this in the dirt, and he left that up out over the plate. So Colin Moran just hits it a little bit off the end of the bat, but does a nice job.
Picking up his 24th RBI. 4-run lead now here in the 8th. Tyone's got a bat. What do you think about Polanco tonight? We've been talking a lot about him now. He's 0 for 3, but you liked his first 2 at bats. His third one went 8 pitches before he fouled out.
He took a couple good swings at pitches the first 2 times up. Pitch out over the plate that he drove pretty well to left center. Second at bat, stayed inside a fastball and just didn't quite get the barrel to it. But for the most part, he's been patient, hasn't gone outside the zone.
No surprise he's being pitched in there.
And that's the pitch that's been giving him trouble. And I think as a hitter, I think it's just natural when you see a pitch inside and you can't get the barrel to it and it's tying you up. It's natural to try to start everything early, try to do too much to get it out of there, and then that's when you get into a little bit of trouble.
Jeff Livesey, assistant hitting coach.
And so again, a strength for Polanco is the pitch in the outer half, even the outer third of the plate. Okay, so up until 2 strikes, why not just look out there? Okay, and if they come in and get ahead of you in, then you might have to adjust.
That one rocketed toward the gap. And Polanco hits the foot of the wall with it. He's got himself a double.
And again, there you see that pitch up and out over the plate and crack. I mean, and this has been, we've talked about this some. You know, this pitch is on the outside corner, about thigh high. And for him, that's like the middle of the plate. And so if one of your weaknesses is the inner third of the plate and you're able to hit pitches off the plate, then why not move off the plate? You know, why not give yourself a little bit more room to where they're less likely to pound you in there. If you know, we saw that just this last series with the Cubs. Jason Hayward does not hit pitches on the inside part of the plate. He's way off the plate because he can't hit anything in. And so pitchers see a guy like that far off the plate, they're afraid to throw strikes inside because it looks like it's wheelhouse, you know, and so they work him away, which is to his strengths. Hayward, that is. And so Polanco, you wonder if that thought or if that discussion has been made between he and the hitting coaches. Maybe back off. You don't have to back off a bunch, but 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches.
Because he's got those long arms, right? That he can still cover the plate anyway.
And the outside corner looks like middle. Yeah, like again, that last pitch was a 2-strike breaking ball outside corner, and he hit it and drove it to the wall like it was down the middle.
Makes sense. Pirates have an opportunity to add another. They have scored twice.
I mean,
look at right on the outer edge.
Borderline.
Extended.
Borderline strike. Now, when it's elevated like that, it's different. If it's down around the knees, it's a much more difficult pitch to hit. But when it's up there around the thigh or belt, that's easier to hit.
Called out. And 4-0. Tyone, we'll see if he comes back out. Jameson Tyone certainly has been something tonight. He's got a 4-0 lead. He's given up 3 singles and 1 walk through 7 scoreless at just 90 pitches. And he has gotten all but 1 of the outs either on the ground or via 1 of his 6 strikeouts. And in the frame, that's where he's at.
2 seams, 4 seams, slider, curve. I don't remember seeing any changeups.
Statcast says he's thrown 5 tonight.
Not surprised. I just don't remember seeing it.
Yeah. One of the few well hit balls tonight, and Polanco makes a shoestring grab.
Go get it, Gregory. Good jump, good route. Nice little shoestring grab. You don't say that much anymore. You used to hear that a lot back in the day. Shoestring grab. But that was a dandy. That's the one that's tough because a line drive like that, a sinking line drive, those are the ones that get in the lights as you're approaching the ball. But it appeared as if Gregory had no problem with the lights. and a nice play. And Tyone didn't need much in terms of his defense or nice plays through the first 7, but he appreciates it.
Right after that double, Polanco having a nice inning. And Tyone pitching into the 8th tonight on a night, Rock, where you pointed out, no Vasquez, he's not available tonight. Pham pinch hitting. And neither is Kyle Craig, having worked. So you got Brault and Santana, lefty and righty respectively.
Again, wouldn't be surprised to see Tyone come right at Tommy Pham.
Launched. And Marte with just enough room.
Not tonight, Tommy Pham. Jamison Tyone's night. And again, came right at him, threw a fastball pretty much up middle of the plate. And Pham's plenty strong enough to hit a ball out in that direction. He just missed it. And Marte, he knew how much room he had. Easy play.
Now Jerko will pinch hit for Myers as Tyone crosses the century mark and pitches. If you're just tuning in and you see that, you say, well, how has Tyone gotten through the night with 2 hard hit balls? Really, maybe the Fowler single and a Bader ground out were really the 2 well hit balls coming into this inning.
That's about it.
And neither were as well hit as those. And really has just navigated the waters very smoothly all night. The 5th inning, a couple of hits. One was an infield hit, then a single to follow, and then strikeout, bounce out.
Slider or hook? That's a nasty pitch, and Jerko looked like he saw that good. Didn't even flinch, and that's a borderline strike.
Broke his bat. Rodriguez, and a good scoop there by Bell. They get the final out. Jamison Tyone, 8 scoreless innings against the Cardinals tonight.
he's had it all going. We just talked about it. The 4-seam fastball, the 2-seam fastball, the slider, the curveball, the command. Strong throughout, still throwing hard after 100 pitches, and the hugs always indicate your evening is done. Then you couldn't ask for anything more. We've heard Clint Hurdle say it before. In fact, just said it the other day when the team is struggling. You need a starting pitcher to put a foot down. He was talking about Joe Musgrove, and I guess that's what you call putting a foot down. You have a bullpen that's been worked, and you need innings, and Tyone gives you 8.
And the St. Louis crowd recognizing Tyone's performance tonight. No, it's the hometown kid, David Freese. They're not that polite. Cardinal postseason hero. Grew up in metropolitan St. Louis. Pinch hitting for Tyone tonight.
Lefty Brett Cecil with 7.50 ERA, just 6 innings of work, as many walks as strikeouts.
And Freese with a pinch hit single.
Muscle it out there, David.
And Carson Kelly is now catching. Tells you right there on the chest protector. Sean Rodriguez came in as a defensive replacement earlier, batting for the first time tonight. Pirates got a sac fly from Bell in the 3rd. Back-to-back triples by Frazier and Cervelli tonight. In the 5th, plating a run. One scoring double by Dickerson in the 8th. And then Moran's sac fly later in the inning. All boosting Jameson Tyone. How many ground ball outs you get tonight? I bet you that's what they're counting. 15.
Maybe swings and misses, maybe 3 ball counts. Maybe how many batters he threw 3 or fewer pitches to. We hear those often, it seems like. You know, a lot of times Clint Hurdle will talk about a pitcher's performance. You'll hear how many 3 ball counts. How efficient. Keep track of just about everything.
Tyone was never really in trouble tonight. The 1st and 2nd, nobody out. It's caught. And he struck out the next 2 hitters, so you never had a sense of they might be losing command.
Yeah, the cruel world of baseball, you know. Freese and Rodriguez getting their first at bats. Freese, a jam shot off the fists, finds green grass for a base hit. Sean Rodriguez hits a bullet right on the money. It's an out.
That's why you play 162, right?
It's rougher for a bench guy. You know, you don't know if you're going to get another at bat. You know, they get 1 at bat this game, you know, and you go out there and Freese probably not thrilled but satisfied. Rodriguez, he wants a hit. and hit a ball that hard.
Cecil, the fourth Cardinals pitcher tonight. And in this 4-0 game, now holding on Freeze. 3-0 on Cervelli. Hit his third triple of the year back in the 5th. Had scored Frazier. From the 2-week of the 2-week mark of the season, April 10th on, Cervelli with the highest OPS in the National League.
Wow.
Of not just catchers, all just a little higher than Arenado. I mean, he's the top guy on base plus slugging.
Wow. It's amazing.
Well, that's 7 weeks of baseball now. Three and two on him. Up to Bader. It's the second out. Look at the lowdown at some scores around baseball. Brewers are trailing the White Sox tonight. Pirates took all 4 games from the White Sox this year. Cubs are winners against the Mets. Atlanta with a shutout victory. Fultonevich. Dodgers at Coors Field. That one offensive. Marte tonight with a base hit way back in the 1st. There's Edgar Santana, so he'll get the 9th. Non-save situation. But with both Vasquez and Crick down, the closer and 8th inning guy respectively. Santana at the moment the 7th inning guy, so move down the pecking order. He'll get them all.
Well, that's a heck of a night for Jamison.
8 scoreless. 3 singles. Just not quite enough. And the Pirates will take a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th. goes Luke Weaver for the Redbirds. And our coverage begins at 1:30 here on AT&T Sportsnet with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Edgar Santana here for the 9th.
Make it quick. Get right at him. 25th appearance already, 22 2/3 innings. Opponent's hit just 227 against Edgar.
Matt Carpenter 0 for 3 tonight. Has had a 7-game hitting streak coming in. Been one of the hotter hitters around. But Tyle keeping him off balance all night. Struck him out twice. Santana, technically a rookie, came up toward the tail end of last year, and he's come a long way in that time, garnering more and more trust. And even though this is not a safe situation, still a bit of a test for the young pitcher, I'm sure, right? To pitch the 9th, 4-run game.
I mean, you just try to treat it just like any other game. Execute pitches, get pop-ups to center.
Marte has the first out in the 9th. Trying to put it away for Tyone. Cardinals without an extra base hit tonight. Had a man at second once. If you're going to have an answer for such a tough defeat last night, this is that kind of game, just completely quieting the Cardinals after their 10-run outburst last night. They had a sellout crowd here this evening of 47,000 plus.
Yeah, and like last night, they left early.
Michaelis didn't pitch half bad tonight. 1 earned run, 2 total in 6 innings. Most nights that's good enough for a win, but Pirates are looking to deal him his first loss of the season. Harrison Bader walked in the first inning, one of 4 base runners for St. Louis.
A little surprise there. Went with the slider behind the count, 2-1. Have to challenge now.
Mercer's going to hurry and just barely gets Bader.
So good at that off-balance throw is Jordy Mercer.
He knew he had to hurry. Bader motors down that line.
And we talk about this a lot as far as certain guys want to come in and bare hand balls. You can go down with 2 hands just like that. Instead of trying to use your bare hand, go down there with 2 hands and get rid of it just as quickly as if you used the bare hand. And Jordy does it as well as anybody.
Last 4 years in the National League, leads all shortstops in fielding percentage. I know there are more modern metrics than that, but that just tells you. Sure-handed.
Keenest.
Not quite as flashy as
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Didn't want to hit it anywhere near him.
Having a steady shortstop, that is something to be never taken for granted.
And you have old Reliable there on that left hand.
Good the extra bases for Martinez. With 2 outs in the ninth, the Cardinals have their first extra base hit of the evening. And only their second man at second tonight.
Fastball up and in. He's looking for it in there. Just out of the reach of Cullen.
Doubles for Martinez. Marcell Ozuna has mimed a couple of hits tonight. It's a little soft swing and bunch singles. If the Pirates can put away the Cardinals, they would split the series, and so far with this being game 2 of the 4-game set.
Ooh, good call there. Borderline pitch. Fans react immediately thinking that pitch was down.
A strike away from victory, and to see another. Milwaukee is poised to lose tonight, down 5 in the ninth at the White Sox. So after losing 7 games in the standings the final 2 weeks of May, June looks like it would be off to a good start. The 3-2 out to center, and Marte with enough room, and the Pirates blank the Cardinals tonight. Their major league leading 8th shutout of the season, and Santana nails down the ninth for Jameson Taillon. What a great all-around effort for the Buccos, responding to that tough defeat last night.
There's nothing better than 8 shutout. Anytime that you can get your starting pitcher to go out there and dominate, Jameson Taillon dominated. Just 3 measly